Welcome back guys, episode 9. Today I've got a list of jobs whilst Andy gets a few bits connected on the electrics. Things like condensers, blah blah blah, who blah blah, electrical thingamabobbies that are way above my knowledge. So he's going to be wiring a few bits. Whilst he's doing that, I need to get the exhaust in place, fitted. I need to get the carbs fitted, clutch hydraulics fitted. That should be about it. That'll allow us to turn the engine over. We don't have a oil cooler yet, and I don't have an oil pressure gauge, so it might limit us on starting the car, but we can at least turn it over and get it to the point where with those little bits we can then start it and even go for the first test drive, which is exciting. Now is just to get the exhaust where it needs to be mocked up, because once I get the manifold fitted, it's a pain trying to get this in. So now that I've got it secured up the rear end, what I need to do is to get the front end that connects up to the manifold up, but I've forgotten my jack, so I'm going to try and get one of these axle stands underneath so I can then get the bolts in place. So fitting the exhaust was about a million times easier than taking it off, which was surprising. But once it was about in the position where I needed two bolts in and to secure it. I might be speaking a little bit too soon because the bolts are closer towards the engine side. Might be pretty tricky. Let's find out. Oh, ow! Okay, yeah, I may have spoke a bit too soon. Getting this wheel off will make it easier, so I'm going to do that. Oh, got it.
Sure. I don't know. No, it doesn't. I'm just dumb.
Go on. Dime mast, tell me.
I'm trying to figure this out.
I think you're figuring it out a lot quicker than I would, that's for sure.
Considering I've never seen this loom before, I'm doing quite well, I think.
You do very well, to be honest, mate. I also just realised I'm missing one of these boots.
I've completely gone through the wiring loom. I've labelled what I can. I've wired in everything into the fuse box and the starter relay. We've got everything connected to the battery positive terminal on the starter motor, and hopefully once we connect the battery everything should work fine.
Woohoo! And then we can touch the terminals together and see if anything sizzles.
What a moment.
I'll go by the front to make sure nothing sizzles.
Right, so I'm just going to make sure that whatever we had up here that might touch. Oh, you've got that done. Nice.
Yeah. There's a lot of grounds in there, isn't there? Do we need to whack them onto something? Even if we just tape them to the body for now.
They're not likely to do anything.
Cool. Sweet. Let me just check.
Ideally we could get most of this grounded, but
I don't think there's anything in here that... Oh, actually, yeah, there is.
I want to see what happens anyway, so...
Yeah. Let me just move this one. Yeah.
Let me know when you're ready.
Right, good to go.
So,
Fingers crossed, everyone.
no sparks, nothing happens.
Still crossing.
Nothing, no.
Plugged it in. Try and retrieve the key.
That's not any burning. Oh, lights on.
I'll bring the car down in a second.
Yep. That's the thingy light.
Yeah.
So I don't think the starters.
No, there's no fuses.
No, have a look at this.
Oh yeah.
So we've got the ignition bulb.
Oh, the starter just went. Did you hear it?
That wasn't this starter. That wasn't in here.
It was, definitely was.
But Scott, if I turn the starter,
Yeah.
this bulb dims.
So there's voltage going to it.
Can't believe you forgot fuses.
Any fire?
Any fire? No. Thank.
Like the actual mounting point into the fuse box is different.
50 amp, definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
13 amp, but that's household. I don't think I've got the right fuses.
Sound.
Oh no, I've got one 15 amp fuse.
We can just try it in every single one. Let's think. Might be a quick trip to Halfords, I think. Test number 2, we now have fuses.
Slight issue.
What?
Battery cables dropped through.
Okay, let me get that for you.
Thank you.
Layla, you got me on my knees.
I do actually do
Nice.
birthdays as well, yeah. Does that value a bit more?
It needs passing through here.
Yeah.
There we go. No sparks.
Let's check the engine anyway.
Probably good enough.
See. Nothing hot, nothing sizzling.
So, we have the light.
Yep.
Doesn't crank.
Doesn't crank.
Hang on. Have you got a section of wire?
Section of wire.
Yeah, I just want to test something real quick.
Yeah, I do not, but I can get you one.
No, it's fine. I'll just bodge this.
Cool.
Where's the wiring diagram?
It should just be...
Here.
Thank you.
I'm so nervous.
Ah, that goes to heater, wiper and radio. That external fuse.
Oh, does it? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Right. Just going to test if it turns over now.
Okay.
If I can get the contacts together.
It's clicking.
Yeah, it's clicking.
Yeah.
Is that on the starter motor?
Yeah. And I'll get something to whack it with.
Let me. Do you have your little light, Andy?
I've got it here.
Okay, chuck it to me, Scott, when you get there.
Right, go and give it a click.
Stop. That could just be the starter not getting full power.
You think?
I don't know. Hang on, I'm just gonna try something else. Is the starter like what's happening with it?
Double click in, start a relay. Yeah, it's just.
Well, I'm just messing around with the wiring, seeing if this switch is much good.
Yeah. Why would the relay just be clicking like that?
Got the ignition off.
Yeah.
We haven't got a coil on, so we can't actually start it.
Yeah.
But if you just touch them, then it might do something.
Cool.
I'll go to the front.
I can't see shit. I literally cannot see shit.
Do you need the light under there? Because I can give it to you.
Getting nothing. Oh, there we go, start worked. So that means we've got something wired wrong, doesn't it?
Wait, do it again, Scott, just so I can have it.
Okay.
1 sec, let me move this. 1 sec, 1 sec. Oh, shit. Okay.
So
Sounds like a healthy starter as well.
yeah, so that's not engaging with the engine because we haven't tripped the 12 volts. Not going to hurt that much. That's running out of battery.
Let me run and grab the battery pack from
Okay.
my car.
Do I still even hold this?
You don't need to hold it. Wait, are you holding it against the terminal?
Yeah.
Then nothing's happening.
Well, I'm basically trying. It's hard because the spade connector.
Hang on, mine's back on.
Of course you can. You can have a gander all you like. Do you want a match? You're not getting all dirty.
Not that posh.
Okay.
But I mean, I think I will.
There's a mat just under there. You just have to drag it out a little bit.
Nice.
Who's round for?
I can't see shit under here.
It's hard, isn't it?
Oh, that's why nothing was happening.
What's that?
Wrong terminal.
Is it?
That's I don't. Yeah, no, that's just the phone light. I don't know, your phone's just turned off.
What? So I put it to the wrong side of the terminal, had it?
Well, there should be a spade on here. I can't see one.
The spade is at the very bottom, which is where I've connected it.
Yeah, no, but that just goes to permanent line.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
So you think there should be another spade on there?
Yeah.
Because this other starter has 2 spades on it. One in the middle and one on the outside terminal. Found it!
Well done. Yeah, stick the thing on now.
Is the battery off first?
Yeah. It's off.
Okay. So we need to take the connector off that.
No, just put it on.
Okay, give me a sec
I wouldn't bother.
to try and fit it.
Turn it over.
Yeah, go on.
Is that
Job.
spinning over quickly?
Yeah, proper.
Nice. So, have we got any lights on the car?
We don't. No.
So we can't test any of the other lights. Yeah, there's not much else we can do.
Right, so I know you're probably thinking that was a lot of doing and not a lot of explaining whilst we were doing it, and that's because we were just head down getting stuff done. We were sort of rushing, but being sensible whilst we were rushing. So, we got to the point where we wired as much as we could in, but we were missing a few things. We couldn't get the car started because we didn't have a coil. We also didn't have a oil cooler. Without the oil cooler, if we started it, it's just sprayed everywhere. And we also didn't have an oil pressure line. So I've got a few bits to attach on today. First one being coil. I'm going to whack the oil cooler on there as well, even though it's probably going to leak, because I don't know what the state of these hoses are. So I'm going to get those on. I'm here today on a weekday straight after work. I'm just trying to get as much ready so that in the hope I can get this car started and actually moving under its own steam this weekend. That's my end goal, because that opens up so many more doors. Like literally speaking, I can drive it out of this garage door and work on stuff in here like the other engine. It also means I can then drive the car up to Cumbria to get the sound deadening done, and then down to London to get the new interior installed. So it does open a lot of doors, but there's a lot that I need to do to get there. So I'm going to install the coil, get that wired up, oil cooler, get that wired up, and then we'll get the pedal box in, get my lines reattached so that get some brake fluid in there this weekend and it'll move. So we've not got much light, but new oil cooler to go in. So pedal box up here, out the way, yep, that'll do fine. I can get this back in here. World needs a bit of taste in my... Alrighty, please go in. That, like that. Job's a goosh. I've got a new ignition switch. We thought there might be a problem with the ignition switch, so I've gone and bought a cheapie on the dash one, just to test to make sure if this doesn't work, you know, it's not the ignition switch that's the problem. So I'm going to try that. Right, so now I've got the coil in place where it needs to go. I had to faff about with some cleaning of the holes because I should have put something in when I painted them, but I didn't. So I've just got, this is an electronic ignition, so I don't know how it should be wired up, so we'll wire it up and see if it explodes and see what happens. But by diagram diagram, if you need to see, helps if you look at it the right way. So we should have solid white going from fuse box to coil, and then we should have black and white going to the other side of the coil. I don't know, but let's plug something in and see if it explodes. Oakley dokley, so I've wired that up. Let me just double check it's going the right one. So I've got white and black. You can tell that I don't do electronics very often because I'm assuming that white and black is, if it's going to the fuse box, so the white has to go at the positive side, and then Dizzy, I don't have a clue. Not a flipping clue, but that's got to be the positive side, because power for Dizzy to there, so I'm assuming there, grounds, and then white is the fuse box, so white is on the positive side. Let's go and have a look at that, make sure I've done it properly. Coakley, so white on the positive side, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I've done that right. And then white and black, that on the negative. This engine's got no oil in it, but what's the worst that can happen? I hate how messy the engine bays on these things look. Like, they're so flipping messy, it's unheard of. Really, what I want, this is for my clutch line, I want this on the other side of the steering rack so it's not just getting heated up down by that starter. But I won't be fussy, I'll just see what happens. So let's go have a look at the current ignition and then switch it around with our new one and see what happens. Righty, so I don't know how much you can really see over there, mate. Oh, that's noisy. But new ignition. Let's find our old one, take a picture of it so I don't cock this up. Oh well, nothing's plugged into it. Why has he done that? So he's only got those two plugged in. Oh Andy, why have you done that, my G? Solid white to there. Maybe whilst I'm in here I should just start whacking my grounds in, to be honest. Seeing as they're just sort of flopping around in the wind. None of those are connected. Some of these are connected, so I don't know how that works. But put that on there. That on there. If I've done this wrong and I put the battery on, it's just going to start turning like a crazy person. So see what happens. What other colours are supposed to go to the ignition switch is what I need to know. Andy's trying to make me learn against my will here, which I'm not happy with. So, ignition switch, we should have. Give me some brings and give me some holes. What have I got here? I've got brown, which is brown goes to the starter. And then white goes to alternator warning lamp, another white goes to the fuel pump, which we've not plugged in, another white goes to the overdrive. So we don't need the solid whites really. So surely all we need is white and red, which goes to the starter relay for some reason. So white and red goes on, which is starter relay. White and green goes on. No, it doesn't, because that's the wiper motor. White and brown goes to the starter. So it should literally just be those. And I've got them plugged into the right ones, so this might explode. This is actually the battery out of my car, so also Andy's not here, so I have a fire extinguisher, so if anything blows up, not good basically. So I'm about to plug the battery in with my new wiring bits. Something might explode, so if anything explodes, you let me know. No, that's not wired right. That very much just electrocuted me. Let's try that again. I think I want that one. Now let's see what happens. I am shaking. It did something. Now I'm going to use you to have a look what happened. Basically I put the starter and starter relay on the same connection, so when I plugged the battery in it went so let's see what happened. Right, so I just watched that back. Basically it's turning over as it should. I do not know if I have spark. I do have some testers, so maybe what I'll do is put those lights on, see if they light up. Probably the best way to go about it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set you up here to tell me whether anything flashes. I'm not sure if it will, but you might be able to see. So I'm about to call it for today, but what I've done is I've got the brake union in there. I've got most of the lines sort of where they need to go. Obviously nothing's tightened up. I didn't think at all really. What I should have done was to do all of this whilst the engine was out. I've got a clutch line here which I want to route so that it's on this side of the steering rack and not that side of the steering rack where it's going to be getting warm obviously. But I'm not sure if you can see, but not a lot of room to go from there. My plan before was to test testy test. Test with testing lights on here, but because I work in the messiest fashion ever, I have no idea where I've lost my test lights, so I can't even test to see if the way that I've wired it is correct and it's sparking, because I have no idea. But I'm going to call it today. It's getting very, very dark out there, so yes, that is it. I still need to obviously do things like this bit, which you can't see, which is oil pressure. I need to get oil in the actual car because that will obviously help, and I need to fit the carbs. Okay guys, so I aimed to get wrapped up a little bit earlier, and then, as it always is, I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and I wanted to get the new hardware in for the pedal box, and then I got a little bit carried away with myself. So what I've done, I've got my clutch line in, I've got my brake lines. This one is just loose here, which I need to double check because I've not messed with servos before, but I think this one goes to the servo, and then the servo comes down to the four-way junction here. So I need to look at that, figure that out. Once I've got that done, obviously we can bleed brake lines, bleed clutch. That's quite exciting. Pedal box. That was concerning. Pedal box has me quite excited, to be honest, because the fact that I've now got pedals in the car and they work and do what they're meant to do is pretty exciting. I'm going to call it for the day. I am tired and it's getting dark here, and it's a school night. I've got work in the morning, so that's it for today. I know that wasn't the most exciting video, but on the next video we may have this car running, which is a start. I've not got the fuel tank to go on because that is just in a bad way and I need to buy new fuel lines, but we can run an auxiliary fuel into the carbs and then run it that way. Just to make sure everything's running as it should, make sure everything goes into gear. This engine currently has no oil in it, so I need to get that in. But thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, make sure you are, because we're nearly there. We're making a lot of progress, and it takes me so long to edit these videos. Thank you for sticking around till the end. If you have stuck around till the end, make sure you drop us a like and subscribe. It means a lot. I'm getting very, very close to being able to monetize my YouTube, which is extremely exciting because all that money is going straight back into this. Soon we will be starting on the engine build portion of the series. It's my first engine build. I've never built an engine before, so if you've got any tips, advice, what you want to see done with the engine, drop me a comment, let me know. So yeah, see you next time.